In this video, we're going to be taking a look at this action figure display stand by Sci-Fi Diorama Guy. Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And this video is going to be a little bit different today. We're going to be taking a look at this Advantage display stand by Sci-Fi Diorama Guy. This is very interesting to me. I was contacted by Sci-Fi Diorama Guy asking me if I wanted to check out one of these, if I wanted to review it. So full transparency, I did not pay for this. This was given to me for review and all thoughts are my own. Now what I would say is that when this thing arrived, I was actually really surprised. It arrived in a really sturdy box, really well shipped. And then when I opened that box, there was this. And I actually couldn't believe it because, you know, in this community, you get some great people that do some amazing work, customizers and things like that. But obviously packaging is something that's quite sort of like on a pro level. And I've got to say, this box is like a super sturdy box. It's got some great artwork on there, and you can see it says Sci-Fi Diorama Guy gives you the advantage. Includes 2 sets, and it's got ages 40 and up, which I love because that's us collectors, isn't it? And it says, for the first time in history, collectors all over the galaxy have the advantage to display their collections. With over 100 peg holders on every board, you can stand your action figures from the modern and vintage eras anywhere you like on this revolutionary interlocking and expandable diorama display. And then it says, warning, there are very small parts in this diorama set. Please keep out of reach of children, animals, and those that may be at the risk of placing small pieces into their mouth. And the patent is pending. I'm not too sure if that's come through now. Coming soon, limited edition exclusive desert scene and dystopian diorama. Display your action figures and create adventures in dynamic poses. And then we'll take a look at the back here. 4 different colours, 8 different backdrops, endless possibilities, contains 300 pegs, 4 coloured backdrops and 2 diorama boards measuring a total of 3 feet. Now, of course, as mentioned, these are interlockable, so you can either have them this way or sort of long ways if you like. And there you can see there's an example of one there. You've got like a sort of Bespin scene there with some of the Bespin characters, and they've got like a whitish base. I've gone for the brown sandy coloured base because I'm going to be doing a Mos Eisley. So if you can just see the side of the box there, you can see the colours that they come with. You've got the brown tan colour, you've got black, you've got grey for your like your Imperial and your Death Star and all those sorts of scenes, and then you've got white, which is pretty cool. 4 colours to choose from. And yeah, so as I say, when this box arrived and I opened it up, I was like, wow, this is like really, I don't know why I was surprised, but I was, you know, this is like really good quality stuff. And now that we've taken a look at the box, we'll take a look at the product itself. All right then, so here it is all set up. You saw it in the intro, but here it is once again all set up, and I've got it set up as the sort of Mos Eisley scene with the land speeder and some sand troopers, Luke, Ben, C-3PO and R2-D2 entering Mos Eisley, just about to go to the cantina and what have you. And I've also got some other like cantina aliens. We've got Garandan there. We've got Weo Sleer, I think his name is, which is the guy that buys the land speeder, and a couple of other aliens. You've got Greedo there and whatever. But basically, obviously, you can have whatever figures you want. And this is a Mos Eisley scene, I guess, with the sand sort of tan coloured base. I guess you could have a setup of the Book of Boba Fett or the Mandalorian. Whatever figures you have at your disposal, you know, the world is your oyster, basically, whatever you want to create. But I've gone for, you know, the classic Mos Eisley scene from A New Hope, because these are the figures that I have. And it also sort of demonstrates some of the issues that we have with vintage collection figures and peg holes and things like that. Because essentially this set is designed so that you can use the peg holes on your figures so they don't fall over, with a cool backdrop and a coloured base that matches the sort of scene that you're looking for, basically. So as I said, I've gone for the browny sort of sandy coloured tan, which is for Mos Eisley, but it could be for any other place. And also with the set, you do get different backgrounds as well, so they are reversible. This is the back of that one. It's sort of more of like a built-up scene, but there's lots of different ones that you can choose from if you want. But as I say, I've gone for this one. And the things that I really like about this, and I'm definitely going to have this in my setup, I can tell you that now, this is going to be in my display like this. I really do like it. I think it's quite a genius thing, really. You can have so many figures on here, they're not going to fall over because you've got them on the pegs. And I just really like that about it. Now, of course, the only negative, and this isn't the fault of Sci-Fi Diorama Guy who has designed this, is that many 3.75-inch Star Wars figures, vintage collections specifically, come with a wide range of different peg holes, basically. Some are really sort of shallow and others are perfect. And these are the little pegs that you get, tiny little pegs here. And these remind me of what you get with the Tanty 4 playset. So when I look at this thing, I think this is a cross between two things. I think this is a cross between the Empire Strikes Back Kenner mail-away stand that you could get, which had the backdrops, and it's a cross between that and the Tanty 4 playset, in that with the Tanty 4 playset, they provided you with these little pegs that you put into the bottom of the Fleet Troopers and the Stormtroopers' feet, and then there was holes on the base that you could place the figures in. So it's very similar to that. You do get these. You do get some other ones as well. You get green, and you get yellow, and you get the grey. And the differences are, you get this sheet here. You get peg 1 is green for vintage Star Wars Black Series, Star Trek Playmates, and lots of other things. You can pause the video and take a look there. WWE, things like that. Peg 2 is yellow for vintage G.I. Joe only. They must have specific peg holes. And then you've got peg 3, grey, which is your modern Star Wars and G.I. Joe 3.75. And then you've got Acid Rain and Pirates of the Caribbean, Mask. Lots of other different things as well, which this can use. So it's not just a Star Wars diorama. You can have it for many other things as well, which I think is pretty awesome. You get 2 trays within the set. Now, the genius thing about this is that the bases are interlockable with each other. So I actually have 2 of them. You get 2 in the set, and 1 is joined onto each other vertically, if you like. But the best thing about it is that if you just look down here, these little grooves here, they are all the way around. So you can actually put them horizontally as well. So you could make this a longer diorama if you wanted to. I think that's another great feature of it, basically. And yeah, I'm just loving it really, because I can put lots of different figures on here, create a little scene. And as I said, the negative thing isn't something that the creator of this can control, because if you look at these 2 guys here, these have the short peg holes. Now, there isn't anything stopping them from just standing a figure up on the base. They don't have to use the pegs. These 2 guys are using the pegs. So this guy is a Rogue One Stormtrooper. The peg fits in his foot quite well. This guy is an older Sand Trooper from an older line. He fits on quite well. And then I've got various other figures. So we've got a Saga Collection Garandan. We've got the Legacy Collection Weo Sleer there. We've got the Saga Collection Greedo. And that guy, I can't remember his name. He's a Cantina Patron from the Legacy Collection as well. And all of those are using these pegs, which you can take out of the holes using very small pliers once you've put them in. But obviously that just goes into the bottom of the foot, and then you can put them wherever you like on the base. So I think it's a pretty cool idea. And as I say, you can have the figures that can't fit peg holes just standing there, and obviously maybe blue tack them down or something. It does say on a frequently asked questions sheet that, you know, some people opt to paint their base, but you must obviously be careful not to put paint down the holes, because then obviously you're not going to be able to stand your figures up if those are filled with paint. But you could make that a little bit more realistic. Maybe put a little bit of glue down and some sand down there or something, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. But, you know, I'm quite happy with the way it is like that. I think it looks pretty good. So much better than just having your figures maybe on a shelf or a glass sort of cabinet or a detolf or something. Something that I've done in the past. This is going to look pretty cool like this, I think. You know, in one of my cabinets, having a specific scene with the backdrop. The backdrop goes into the little groove, so you can have that on any side that you like. And as I say, you get a couple in the set with it. There is a card that came with it. It says the Advantage is a patented universal expandable diorama system that can securely hold over 40 different types of action figures, both vintage and modern. Check out my work on Instagram and Facebook at Sci-Fi Diorama Guy and learn more about the Advantage at sci-fi-diorama.com. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you know, totally transparent about this. I was contacted by Sci-Fi Diorama Guy and he asked me if I wanted to review one of these, and yeah, I was very happy to. I was very interested to see what this thing was like. So all in all, I'm actually really happy with it. And as I said before, the negative is that not all figures can go on it, but that isn't the fault of the designer, basically. That is the fault of the 3.75 inch figures not all having the same peg holes. It does restrict you somewhat, but of course I know a lot of people basically like drill the holes out of the figure's feet and stuff like that if you actually wanted to get them to fit. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I'll be interested to know your thoughts. Don't forget to check out Sci-Fi Diorama Guy on all of his social channels and his website to check out these for yourself. I will leave all of the links in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. And yeah, just let me know in the comments what you think. Alright then guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Something different. Definitely something different for me on this channel. I love seeing this sort of thing. So thank you once again to Sci-Fi Diorama Guy for sending this over for review. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thanks to my Patreon supporters and channel members. Your support always means a great deal to me, so thank you so much. And we shall see you on the next one.